Hey everybody, we got another one here today, and this is the creepiest one so far, and probably, it's just unnerving. That's all I have to say about this one. So we're going to the Philippines this time, to talk about a creature known as, and I'm gonna probably kill this, the Manananggal. I think I got that right, there's a lot of N's in this name. So, what is the Manananggal, first off? You could call it loosely a Philippine vampire. It does share a great deal of resemblance with Balkan vampires, but it's also wildly different in a great many ways. It's like somebody heard about a vampire and then went on a really bad acid trip, and this is what their brain came up with. I have no other explanation other than somebody was on a really bad acid trip when they ran into this thing. Because it's just screwed up. So, we'll start with what a Manananggal is. Alright, so the Manananggal, when you see it, is going to be a flying torso. Like, about here, about ribs, upper half the torso, on up, with giant bat wings sticking out the back. And, like, this 5-foot tongue with a spike on the end of it. Because what it does is it feeds on babies in the womb of a pregnant woman and then sucks out all her organs. Yep, someone was on some really bad drugs. I don't know what kind of drugs they were. I don't want to know what kind of drugs they were. I don't want to know what kind of issues these people who came up with this had, but good God, that is some screwy mythology. That's horrifying. I don't know what would cause a society to come up with a monster this horrible. I really don't. Because, wow, that's bad. Okay, so, I've already given you the basic description of the Manananggal. It is literally a upper torso. Like 98% of depictions. Every depiction I saw was of a woman. They say that it's not always, but everyone I've seen so far is a woman. I don't know, it's just what it is. And it flies around and hunts things. Now, I'm going to go over its basic hunting process here. So, during the day, it has disguised itself as a pretty woman, because that's how it deceives everybody. It might even be married, and no one knows what it is. So what it does is, at night, it will sneak out to God knows where, rip its own torso off, leaving, like, this chunk down, standing wherever it was, or laying. I believe standing is typical. After doing weird ritual-y stuff. Though apparently the ritual's not always necessary, because some say it happened, you have to just do it once to turn into one, and I'll touch on that when we get to how does one become a Manananggal. And other ones it seems that it's constant. I don't know. Just it does a thing and it rips itself off, gets its bat wings, and flies away into the night to go eat infants. Because it's a jackass. That's all I have here. And while hunting, it is heralded by I think it was a tick bird. I'm probably saying it wrong, but it's spelled T-I-K, so I'm going to call it a tick. Because it's the noise apparently makes it go tick. Now, because it's a jackass, the quieter the bird is, the closer it is to you. Also, the bird looks more like a bat, but I don't know. They call it a tick bird. I'm going to call it a bird. It looks like a bat. I'm still calling it a bird, because this is weird mythology where we're talking about a flying torso. So, all bets are off, guys. Just roll with it. Roll with whatever's coming out of this. So, it will find, preferably, the pregnant woman's place. It will, of course, eat the sick, generally infirm, old people, kids, fully healthy adults. It's not picky, it's just would like to eat a tiny unborn infant because it's screwed up. That's all I have to say. So to land on the roof, wait till everybody's asleep, poke a little hole in the roof, then take its giant, spiky alien tongue. The xenomorphs from Alien have got nothing on this tongue. Go all the way in there, sneak it down there, and then just poke a hole in the woman's stomach, and then just... I'm not going to go into any more description, because we don't need to know the description. of someone's organs being ripped out through a tiny hole in their stomach. It's just screwy. And then it flies off and reattaches itself into its body, well, the rest of it, and then wanders off back home. I don't know how often they have to feed, but they have to feed. So, how does one become a Manananggal? Well, you'll be happy to know it doesn't work like vampirism, where if you get bit, you turn into one, because that would totally suck. So, you turn into one of two ways. One of which is willing, and we're going to talk about that one in a sec. The first one, and this one can be willing, but it's not necessarily willing, is that it is believed that the Manananggal, and again, if I'm butchering this, I'm sorry to any of the people watching this from the Philippines, but there it is. It's created by having a black chick, as in a baby chick, a chicken, baby chicken, and it's black, placed inside of them, like put in their stomach. Typically it seems through their mouth. I don't know how this works because the chicken is never said to be dead. It just goes in there somehow. I have no idea. And this is usually a family curse, so the Manananggal that can no longer hunt will pass this on to another woman in the family, whether willingly or not. And then the chick will go in there, down their stomach, into their pit of their stomach, and then it will eat all of their intestines. Yes, I'm sure that's a wonderfully pleasant feeling. And then this is why they want to eat humans, because they're missing bits. So they eat people's entrails because they're missing their own entrails. Logic. It's about the only amount of logic in this. So that's the one way to do it. And then you become a horrible Manananggal and run around and hunt people. Until you have to repeat the process. So, the other way is done willingly. And I have no idea why you would do this. But apparently you can. You do a ritual. Out in nowhere in the middle of the night. Bunch of oils, a bunch of other crap. Take an egg laid by a black chicken. Stick it under your armpit. Don't break it, just stick it under your armpit. And hold it there until it disappears. And then you become a Manananggal. Again, I don't know why you'd want to be this thing. It's not even like a European vampire, like let's go Dracula, where, he could at least be semi-attractive while he was doing this kind of stuff. And it's like, oh yeah, I got superpowers, and I'm this suave, darkly handsome badass with this bitchin' mustache. Yes, Dracula has a mustache. You should read actual Bram Stoker's Dracula. Great book. He has a really awesome, huge mustache. Because he's from Eastern Europe, of course he has a giant mustache. Why would you think he wouldn't? But, you got all that going for you. That's great. You're suave, you're sexy, you're awesome, and you're basically unkillable. Or you can be a flying torso monster that eats fetuses. Why? Why? Of all the things, why? Nope. Forget logic. Just ignore it. It's a thing you can do. I don't know why you would ever do it, but it's a thing you are allowed to do. 'Cause. So we'll just go with that. Now, upsides. There is a big upside to this. As horrific as this thing is, you can kill it. You can beat the crap out of this thing. There's like a laundry list of things that kill it. It hates garlic. It hates salt. It hates ashes. It hates knives. I think swords count. I don't know if a sword counts. Maybe it has to be a knife. But this is kind of a giant knife. It's a giant straight pokey thing. So screw it, I'm calling it a knife. And if it wants to be really a real big dick about it, I'll just go get me a messer. There, now I have a giant war knife. Screw you. I'll use that on you. So that works on it. Sunlight works on it. Onions. Yes, onions, you heard that right. Onions, various spices. I never got anything more specific than just spices. I don't think it likes spicy stuff. Cool, go eat some hot wings before you go, a couple hours before you go to bed. It won't eat you because you're full of hot wings. Awesome. Let's see, was that vinegar it didn't like? Here's another one. Large crustaceans. I don't know what constitutes a large crustacean, but throw a lobster at it? I'm just getting this really comical picture in my head of the thing's about to attack you, and you just grab a lobster and just go, ha-ha! And then it just shrieks and runs away. Like, it's just so weird. Hilarious, but weird. And then the final one, which is a stingray's tail. Oddly specific, but you can turn it into a whip and you can beat the crap out of it with it, so if you're worried about a Manananggal coming to eat you, go buy a stingray tail whip. Make sure it's an actual one, though. None of this fake crap. Get a real one. Or just a knife. I mean, that's fine. That works too. Now, those are all things that repel it, or scare it, or could theoretically kill it. Maybe. But there are 3 ways, count them, 3 ways, to kill it. The first one, and this is the extremely simplistic one, just move its lower body. I know, this is kind of crazy. Maybe that's harder than it sounds, but from the various sources I read, it doesn't sound like it's any more difficult than moving X percentage of a human body. So just pick it up and move it. You don't have to move it far. Like, you could just take a stick. Here, I'll just do this. Poke, and it falls over. That's it. You don't have to hide it. You just gotta move it. Any amount, apparently. Now, again, I don't know how accurate that one is. I read it in one source, and that was it. But you can just apparently move it any real amount, like we're talking like an inch, and it can't reattach itself. I don't know why. Doesn't make any sense to me. I figured this thing's intelligent because it seems to be acting intelligent. But apparently, if you move it like a little bit, it has like super OCD or something, and it can't like reattach. I don't know. It's weird magic crap. Whatever. That one is apparently not the most reliable one. Second one, you take salt, ashes, or vinegar, or crushed garlic, and you put it on top. So just, you know, if you want to be super thorough, you take vinegar into a bowl, take your crushed garlic, put that in there, put the salt in there while you're at it, put a bunch of ash in there, get this really nice muck, and then just get like a trowel and just slap that all over that thing. Just overkill it. Put everything on it and just go, screw you, you're not getting back on that. Because now it can't attach because now it's repelled. So it tries to get on there and it can't. And then when sunlight happens, it just goes poof, dead. Good times. Now, the most reliable way is to take a bamboo spear and stab it in the back. That's it. That's it. Get a big hunk of bamboo, make it pointy, and stab it. God, I love when horrific monsters are really simplistic to kill. Like, that's just wonderful. Like, if I lived in the Philippines, I'd just have a bamboo spear in my house. Hey, look, it's coming down. Hey, look, it's dead. Now, I can't stab it from the front because that's not going to work. But if I get some salt, you just throw salt at it and make it go like, do this, and then when it turns away, then you stab it in the back. You know, combo stuff. It's great. So, yeah, great. Lots of weaknesses, but it's disgusting to look at. Because it's a severed torso flying around, which is disgusting. Because like, its organs and crap are hanging out. Like, it's not clean. It's not like this nice, closed-off mannequin-y looking thing. No, there's like bits hanging out of it. It's disgusting. It's just unhygienic. Seriously, I much prefer, you know, European vampires. They're at least clean. You know, hey, I just ripped out a guy's throat and drank all of his blood. But, you know, I'm going to take out my handkerchief and I'm going to at least clean my face afterwards. You know, you're gonna look presentable. And then you walk away. Nope, this thing's got its organs hanging out and it's flying around being a jerk and sucking out fetuses and crap. It's like, duh. This is weird. It's weird and freaky. Way to go, Philippines. And this isn't it. They got things like Oswangs, and I think it's actually pronounced Aswang, but I'm not going to do that because I have the sense of humor of a third grader, so if I say it too many times, I'll start laughing. So the Oswang, there's a bunch of other things. They're just weird. I think the Philippines is the one that has the flying head with the organs attached to it that strangles people. I think that's the Philippines. I think that's that region. I'm pretty sure it's that region at the very minimum. I know that from Oriental Adventures D&D. They have that thing, and it's weird as shit. Like, it's a head with organs. Just literally, like, your entire organ system is hanging off that thing, and it's just flying around strangling people with its intestines. Just What is this? It's weird and freaky. Like, what kind of drugs are these people on? I mean, no disrespect to the Philippines. You guys are great, but wow, you guys have got some weird mythology. I get it. The Philippines are several islands, it's a bunch of islands. Island places tend to breed strange mythology. Look at Ireland, look at Japan. Wow, dudes. Whoa, what weird crap were you guys dealing with way back in the past that this is the kind of freaky stuff that you guys come up with? Because you can trace, mythology back. The Lutvins, I can't talk. The Lutvins is just a sleep paralysis demon. Great. The red cap was a way to deal with weird noises in old ruined castles and things and explain unexplainable deaths, in a place of extreme violence. The black dog is just people trying to rationalize why an animal is warning them of an impending disaster. These are things that make sense. These are things that are explainable. The vampire, why is that a thing? Well, because when you dig up a corpse after a couple weeks, it hasn't quite lost its color, and then the gums have retracted, so its teeth look like way bigger, and it's kind of bloated because of gas, and they make weird noises when you stab them, so they're like, oh my god, it's a vampire, and it's eating people. And somebody probably just got, rabies or something, and they died of that, and it looked horrible, so they're like, aha, this corpse is eating them, and they have a horrible wasting disease. Yeah, that's a thing that happens. I'm trying to figure out what caused the myth of the Manananggal to happen. Because, I'm gonna be honest here, this isn't like when a vampire feeds on somebody and they become really sallow and pale and they kind of waste away. Because, tuberculosis can do that. Not the Black Plague, that one's very visible. There's several diseases that you can kind of look at it, you just get really pale and you just drawn and you die, you just slowly waste away. There's several wasting diseases that would explain this. This thing rips out organs. You can check that. You can, in fact, just slice open the stomach a little bit. Not even big, a little bit. Look in there. And then you will find no organs. You can check if there are organs or not. That's a thing you can confirm. I can't confirm if Steve got eaten by a vampire, other than checking the amount of blood he has, and even that can be explained by various other processes. So what weird thing lives in the Philippines that would get to this? Were rats getting into corpses when someone died in the night and eating all the organs? And they needed an explanation? I mean, I could see that. That's a thing that could happen, but happens enough to cause an entire myth to evolve around that? Good lord, I have no idea. It's weird as hell. So if you guys want more nightmare fuel, go check out Philippine mythology. It's freaky as hell. It's weird. There's a lot of body horror type stuff going on in there, and it's just freaky. It's just freaky to listen to. It's freaky to look at. It's just freaky, period. So I thank you all for listening to this one. This one was much longer because it's me freaking out about a thing that eats fetuses. Ugh, it's weird. So remember to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment below. Tell me, if you guys know anything about Philippine mythology, tell me your freakiest thing that you have found out of there. Or make fun of me for pronouncing this wrong. Tomorrow is Halloween, and we've got a special one. It's something that absolutely freaks me out all the time. Not because I'm looking at it, because of the implication of what it is, as well as it's like an H.P. Lovecrafty thing, where it's like, the concept of it freaks me out more than the thing itself. Just go with that. I'm not going to tell you what it is, though. But it's from Japan! Yeah, we're still going east. We haven't gone far enough yet. Going to Japan, it's going to be fun. Peace out, everybody.